People of Earth, how are you? We are right back at you here with another match of Aeon Drive, which is coming out. Actually, it came out in the past. It is out now, ready for you to enjoy and play. I'm joining the booth here with Electric, my friend. How you feeling about this matchup?
I'm feeling pretty excited about this matchup between Charmingcthulu and Fluffyprower. I feel like in these more upper level matches, we're going to get some really close finishes. And being in Sector 3, we're going to see some kind of stage designs that we hadn't really seen in some of the earlier rounds. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this match. All these matches have been so hype, and this, I think, will just join that list.
Yeah, for sure. It's really cool to see how runners for 30 minutes now we get a chance to, unlike the match of yesterday and before yesterday, where we had 10 minutes to kind of really speed through and try to figure out the fastest path in 10 minutes. Now we got 30 minutes. We can kind of settle in here and find what they think is the best route to get to the end of each level. Well, in this case, the one level they have to beat.
Right, and yeah, there's going to be a ton of evolution, as we've seen in some of the earlier 30-minute rounds, where you see, at first, you can see the runners just tentatively exploring the level, but by the end, you're seeing them just dagger teleporting everywhere and trying to just optimize as many of those hundreds of a second as they can.
Yeah, what I've seen is, we start out with, you start out with just a blank canvas, right? And they're just throwing paint everywhere. But at the end, we get a beautiful Picasso, and that Picasso always involves those teleport daggers getting thrown all over the place. So I can't wait to see what they get into for this one. Now it looks like we are already off and running here, so let's see what we get. We're all seeing, well, unless you already played this far in the game, I guess. I guess some people might have seen this level now, since this game is out now on Steam. Must be some kind of maniac who's already seen this level. But let's see what this level looks like. This is my first time seeing it, and I'm assuming you got Electric, you too, right?
Definitely, yeah. I've only seen some of the Sector 1 levels. And I think if you've played this far in the game, you're probably trying to speedrun your casual playthrough.
yeah. Which is sometimes fun, but sometimes not fun. That's one thing about this game. I like to kind of see what every level has to get. The backgrounds are so cool, but again, this game just lends itself to speeding through each level. But we're gonna see what this level brings us here. What kind of routes they have. Sometimes there's always multiple paths, but sometimes there's 2 multiple paths. Sometimes there's 3. Sometimes there's more. So let's see what this level brings us.
Some can, of course, be much more viable than others, and the paths do seem to intersect a pretty fair amount, so you'll probably end up seeing a fusion of, some bottom route, some mid route, something like that.
Yeah, we can see Charming here really just taking his time here. Not worried about getting the time right now, just kind of see what's out there, getting the lore of the level here in his mind.
Of course, enemies can affect that route pretty significantly. If there's an enemy that's just right in your way at the point of the cycle you're trying to get to that part of the level, you may want to end up just taking an alternate path to avoid having to deal with it altogether.
So Fluffy on the right side here, trying to check out that lower level, getting those floating platforms and going down. Charming.
It looks like there are a fair number of turrets on the lower levels. They may be some to be kind of avoided. I'm not sure if there are quite as many turrets on the top to deal with.
Yeah, now we're kind of in the middle track as I say that. Charming goes up, trying to go above things. Still just feeling this level out. 30 minutes is plenty of time to get a feel for a level here. When this level, who knows what the last time's going to be. It could be 6 seconds, it could be 12 seconds, who knows.
Exactly. Some of the earlier stages, we'd see a lot of those 6-second end times, but these later stages do tend to get closer to those double digits.
Yeah, so getting a better feel. It looks like each little path here has some turrets to deal with. Lower one, like you said, has more.
And Charming had to wait out a little bit of that cycle there with that turret. And it was looking earlier like Fluffyprower was dashing through bullets or maybe sorting them, so there may be some sort of way of defeating the bullets, if you will, like an enemy. Yeah. It looks like Cthulhu is just trying to avoid them as best he can.
Fluffyprower already showing some awesome dagger skills here. He knows his first 3 or 4 throws are very telegraphed in his mind. These might not be the final path, of course, but he's got the first 3 or 4 down pretty good.
Oh yeah, early teleporter movement is very crucial to getting really good times. You want to use the dagger as much as you can, and really try to make as much use of the space it can cover as you can. And there's so many levels that the intro just consists of you daggering into something to basically skip a ledge grab.
Oh, you see Fluffy on the right side, find that little tiny crevice there. Is that a way through there? That turns out to be a death, but that could be something there. You know, the developers put that little gap there for a reason.
Right.
So that instantly kind of catches eye there. He's like, hold on a second.
It seems like Fluffy's kind of preferring the more upper routes on this level. So far, at least.
Now Charming's getting a look at that little crevice too. I'm trying to think of myself. It looks like you can't use it though. I'm trying to see how you could do that. Dagger doesn't quite have enough space to get on the other side of it to teleport there. When you teleport there and there's no space for you, you do just die. So I'm trying to see how they can use that. Huh, we're gonna learn together.
And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of learning taking place with this game over the coming days and weeks as the community kind of starts to evolve for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's such a cool way to, release the game. Props to the developers again. I said it yesterday, say it again. This is an awesome way. We get competitive speedrun content, which is my favorite kind of speedrun content. And people talk about a game. You get a lot of people playing your game at the best time. So shout outs to them for sure. This is really fun.
Absolutely. It's so cool seeing the meta, if you will, evolve over time and just watching these runners, how they approach the game. It was really cool, too, with the exhibition runs, seeing how big speedrunner names like the Mexican runner, how they would approach this game, because a lot of the way he would approach the game kind of reminded me of some of the 2D speed games he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And so it certainly shows off that this is like a pretty decent speed game. There's a lot of room for the skill ceiling to be improved and a lot of room to evolve.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a unique game. But games like this, these high skill platform games, they always have a huge community around them, trying to get as fast as possible. And hopefully this joins that echelon of awesome speed, skill, platforming games.
Absolutely.
But I want to see the thing I like about it is because one thing that's not a problem with competitive speedrunning, but something is like some of these games have been out 20 years and some people have been speedrunning them for 10 years. So like if you want to jump in, that's kind of tough, right? I mean,
yeah,
you can do it, but it's going to be you got a lot of practice ahead of you, right? But this game, everyone's even playing field, my friend. So everyone kind of get in there and everyone's kind of started at the same place. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people who have been members of other like similar games communities, it's the opportunity to try to adapt those skills to something new again, and just kind of say your speed game is getting kind of stale. You can just switch to something like this for a little while, and try to see how your skills carry over to a different kind of game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we still got a lot of feeling out going on here. Both players have a time, but Fluffyprower put up a respectable 11 seconds, but it's not going to be the final time for sure.
Fluffy's mainly just trying to feel out and see if there's any potential in the lower route, because I believe that 11 was with like one of the higher routes in this level. Kind of interesting how the ending is set up here. Like the ending kind of gives the upper routes more of an advantage, since with the lower routes you're blocked by that wall and you have to wall kick up anyway.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think that might lend itself to everyone trying to higher out here, because there doesn't seem to be at the moment any way to get up there if you're below it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like you have to go through that little, go right, go up, go left, go up, go right path at the end there.
Yeah, the little S bend.
Yeah, there you go. That's a better word for it than I was trying.
It's so hard to think of how to describe stuff like that on the fly sometimes.
It's the thing we're all looking at on the right side, yeah. Yeah, so let's see what happens.
Y'all know what we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate dying.
Fluffy putting up a 10-second time now. I think that was like a 10.4 or so. So getting some decent times with this like mid-route or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think these players seem to be avoiding that lower route. It doesn't look like the mid-route has less to deal with the turrets. Yeah. The one turret that's there kind of seems to be more punishing rather than something to be avoided. Like, if you fall in that pit, you're probably going to get hit by it, but otherwise it's not really... See, Fluffy's normal movement just kind of navigates right around it.
So I would start to question what the lower route is offering, because there must be something there. If it doesn't get to the end of the level that fast, is there... I mean, are we talking about a hot dog hiding situation or what? There has to be something down there.
I would assume it's a hot dog hiding situation. Fluffyprower looks like taking just a tiny bit of a break.
Sounds like our Friday night, by the way. But yeah, let's see if they go up or... look, Charming... It says no thanks to the lower route there.
But it is going to be interesting to see how this game evolves both at any percent and 100% communities. How exactly do you go about playing a game like this while collecting everything as fast as possible?
Oh, yeah. And a huge part of that is how long it's going to be. Like, we have no idea how long this game is going to take. Beat all 100 levels,
right.
you know. So, is that you know, let's see, 100 levels. Let's say each one takes a few seconds. Is that 40 minutes or is it an hour or what? You know.
I would think it'd have to be at least probably around an hour. Definitely for your 100% category, that'd have to be over an hour.
You'd think, yeah, but then you never know. People find stuff, and
That is true.
then we're, you know, shutting down our computers, turning back the computers on, turning on your toaster. Then you have the toaster skip. You know, that kind of stuff happens. that takes a few years to learn that level of skip. All right, look.
Yeah, finish the level at the same time you quit out of the game, and then you restart the game, and you're at the end. Yeah, that type of skip.
That kind of nonsense, but any percent discussions aside. Let's see. I still think there's got to be something on the lower side. Wish someone would. I mean, it might be a waste of time because they know there seemingly isn't a way to get to the endings back there, so they're not going to waste their time with that. I will do that on my own time, I guess. Let's see.
I wonder if we're going to see anyone experimenting a bit more with like some of the higher up routes. I wonder why exactly they kind of stopped messing around with those. I guess maybe the distance you have to travel to get high enough to avoid any of the S-bend nonsense at the end. I guess you'd have to go so high in the level that like you would lose a bit of time climbing that many routes. I'm not sure though.
If you watch Fluffyprower's route here, if he's doing the same one, of course, which he might not be, it's the very kind of horizontal as he can make it, straight line to the ending, right? Now that, of course, is usually the fastest way somewhere, but it might not be in this case, but it looks like it now. And you see the runs kind of starting to turn into each other here, as Charming's doing those same first 4 or 5 dagger throws as Fluffy started with. Watch that, almost in sync there at the beginning.
Ooh, Fluffy with some really... Oh, that robot just getting right in his way.
It was looking good there for a moment.
That was such a quick attempt.
I hate dying.
Yeah, I think we got less than... We got a 9-second level in our hands, maybe? I think it's definitely possible. If he can hype that one out with that movement, he just pulled off.
I think we just kind of need to see him figure out his dagger throws just a little bit more optimally.
That's looking pretty hype right there. He's got that. His first 5 or 6 throws now looking good. Yeah, once this speed run gets optimized, it's gonna look so cool. I mean, just
I agree.
Throw, yeah.
The high level movement with the momentum that it has just looks so cool. It sometimes makes me think I'm looking at Celeste.
It's definitely similar type. This, you know, I mean, obviously the big thing of this game that differentiates itself from Celeste is not only the atmosphere, but that dagger. It's just the cool, this very unique movement to it.
I don't know though. I think the way that dashing interacts with all the other movement in Celeste definitely kind of gives it a tad bit of an edge. But this game, just the dagger mechanic really, you start thinking really out of the box on how to approach a level with the dagger. There are a lot of places you see a dagger used that you're like, that's definitely faster, but I never would have thought of that myself.
Yep. So not even halfway done this one. Fluffy now working on this route he has, trying to get the best time he possibly can with this route, I believe.
What happened?
Yeah, he's at the level point now where if any mistake, he just, okay, let's start over.
Right. Oh, grappled on the side of that platform.
A few of those first throws seeming to be difficult, but it's all gonna come together here shortly, I think. Looking good here on the Fluffy side. Ah, that robot again.
That robot's really well timed to just be right in his way. I really wonder how much time the developers spent messing around with speed routes through these different levels, because there are a lot of cycles that seem very deliberately timed to get in these runners' way.
I think he has enough time to power sword there. Of course, we don't see very much, but there is also a power sword they can use to beat enemies. That time he just daggered right over that robot. Saves himself there, but then the fire bar takes him out. But it's so rare to see the power sword come out. We don't see it that often, but it is an option. But of course, usually it's just faster to go over an enemy, around the enemy. But we might have to see it here.
Yeah, it is nice that virtually all the other actions like dashing and using the dagger do cause damage to enemies. So you do have other ways of causing damage that aren't quite as... I don't think the sword really slows you down that much either, which is pretty nice, but still. You know, if you can choose between sorting an enemy or dashing through them, it's kind of obvious what you want to choose.
Yep. Another thing we're not really seeing in this level, just level doesn't lend itself to that, is sliding, of course. That's not as fast as dagger movement, but it is faster than running, but there's no real space to do it in this level at all.
I won't give up.
Let's see Fluffy here on the run here. Still hasn't pulled it all together yet on that route. They both are doing virtually identical routes now, and we're just about halfway through this thing, and they're going just about the same route. They came to the same conclusion here. I'm not sure we're going to see much more of the level now. Working on getting this route as optimized as possible, but you never know.
Proposal. Try not to die. Jeez, thanks for the advice.
I'm really curious about that. What's going to happen here? Because I want Fluffyprower to put this run together. Is that going to kind of put us, you know, a flag in the sand saying this is the best time? Because he's getting closer and closer to getting a good run here. Let's see. There it is. Kind of this part right here seems to be that robot again right in the way. There is another little ledge there. You can use dagger on if you can get that throw, but that looks like a very tough throw.
What happened?
As we do cross the halfway point here of this race. 30 minutes on the clock for these races. This leads to a much different feel than the 10 minutes in the earlier rounds we had. That was just a sprint to get at any time you could on the clock. Now we have 30 minutes to really feel out a level, and as you can see, most runners have found what they think is the fastest route through this, and it seems like they found the same route through it. Oh, there you go, Fluffyprower getting past there. Could not get around that S-bend at the end of the level, right before the ending.
Virtually identical routes at this point, and a few seconds separating these players, but I think it's more from Charming just not wanting to finish something out until it's just pristine.
Yep, and here Fluffy is getting in there. Let's see a time here. That's a cute little diagonal down throw at the end there just to get millisecond save. 10:05 is the new 10:05 is the new time. So yeah, can we see the 10-second marker broken? We'll see.
I'm hoping so. It's within a razor's edge, so.
Dagger's edge, as it were. Now Fluffy, oh, did he? I don't know if that was just a little because he knew he couldn't make it. He went down. Let's see, is he going to go lower here a little bit? Maybe happy with that time. Oh yeah, looks like we get a little experimentation here.
Route.
Yeah, happy about that. I want to see what this looks like.
This is kind of the smart approach we've seen other runners do earlier on in the tournament, where you get a really good time and you just go ahead and start messing around with a different route, seeing if maybe a different route that you kind of just breezed past earlier actually does have some advantages.
That 10-second run looks really good. Oh, but Charming has a good run going here. Ah, couldn't get that one throw, but that Fluffy's run looked really good. So I think he knows that I'm pretty safe for the moment. I'm gonna let Charming see if he can catch up to me, and then I'm gonna explore a little bit, which might be the right.
So I think if Fluffy does somehow manage to, okay, so it looks like I guess you can. Oh, you can sword the bullets. It looks like, but you can't dagger them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dagger, no dashing, but you can go ahead and sword them at least.
Let's see. Yeah, we got experiment there again.
Ooh, that was decently fast.
Just wondering what's the best way to get up after that? Get up to the ending of the level, which seems to be just about level with the start of the level. Just about the horizontal line from the start level to the end. Looks to be just about the same spot. So let's see.
Proposal. Try not to die. Jeez, thanks for the advice.
I think one thing that I've started noticing through a lot of these different rounds, it does seem like overall moving down is a bit faster than moving up in a stage.
Yeah, that also gives you access to the ground pound-ish movement.
Right.
And also those diagonal dagger throws are also a very fast way to move.
It seems like they're a bit more accessible to like when you're traveling downwards through a stage rather than when you're trying to climb a stage.
I think it's also natural. It's like when you're first starting these levels, you see a lot of runners just go up because it's just the natural feeling. Like since like Super Mario World, you know, like when there's a level,
You just want to climb the level, yeah.
yeah, go above it and let me get to the end. But it's not always the best way.
Oh god. I'm remembering now my abuse of the cape in that game. Just cape your way to the end of every level.
yeah, I think you're very clever. I did that same thing.
Almost had it.
So as we see Fluffypower here, again, working on this level with the turret. The middle kind of stage here with the turret in the way.
Yeah, that really seems to be the problem with this lower path is those turrets, but...
Yeah, what do you do when you're there? He got through there that time, but then what? I don't think there's a quick way up there. It definitely can't be as quick as the upper route. But that did look quicker to get to that point, but after that, what do you do? We'll see.
I hate dying.
Still waiting on
I'm trying to get that high up diagonal throw, but you can't really run forward at all.
Waiting for Charming to put together his.
Oh yeah, and that wall goes all the way down, so there's not much you can really. I guess you could. Okay, so your vertical dagger teleport would cover more distance, I guess, but it would still take you a little bit longer to climb up to that part of the tunnel. So it's just
Might have something cooking there, but see if he goes to that again. Now that he's got the framework in his mind. Let's see if he goes back to it, or he says, "Let me try something else."
Yeah, I would think the better approach would be to go ahead and maybe start experimenting a bit more with the upper path, but I mean, you've got the best time on the board, so
yeah,
you know.
That's a luxury he has. Charming has yet to put it together right. This route, he knows what he's got to do. He hasn't got to put it all together yet. So we're hopefully going to see that soon. We have less than 10 minutes left now, so it's got to happen sooner rather than later.
And this is really that crunch time, but this seems to the spikes. That camera sentry just getting right in his way.
Yeah, that spikes have felled a few of these runners here right there. The same exact spike. That must be a tough dagger throw right there. There we go. Fluffyprower showing the bottom route here. Now he's got this down pretty well, it seems. Oh, taking a little. This is looks very cool. I just don't know if that could be faster. I don't see how that could be faster than his current times route.
Right, I'm having a bit of an issue seeing it too, but I guess we'll find out.
Is there a dagger throw here? See, if you could throw it all the way to the top there, maybe there's something there, but we'll see. Fluffypower.
It seems like with him having to jump away from the wall, it's a bit hard for him to then shift to just throw the dagger straight up.
Let's see here. We're all rooting for Charming, though, to put together a run here to challenge Fluffypower's 10-second run here. He's getting there. He's gotten pretty close. Just hasn't got to put it all together here.
Part of what's so brutal is that moving platform at the beginning. Like, it's easy to be too fast on your introduction, so you don't get that second dagger.
Fluffy now, as he said, I'm done with the bottom route nonsense. I'm going back to my bread and butter here. It looks to be that way. Trying to improve on his 10 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder how you'd be thinking in Fluffy's position since you can't see Charming's screen. You know, I wonder if you're thinking like, okay, is Charming messing with a route that he's just going to drop an 8-second time on me with? Or,
yeah.
You know, what's going on with Charming? So...
Yep.
You can't really rest on your laurels, as it were.
7.5 now on the clock here. Time is up against here for Charming. Fluffy, missing that last jump. This time could be pretty good, though. Let's see.
Yeah, it's 10:07.
10:07.
Wow, sorry, 10:09.
10:09, just behind his best. So yeah, that included a mistake too. So I think definitely below 10 seconds is possible. He had a jumping error there. Had a double jump instead of a single jump. And so that could definitely be better. We might be seeing it right now. Look at this. Oh, the dagger throw did not happen. Fluffy is feeling it right now. I don't know what he's doing, but he's feeling it. He's doing great in every
Take a break from this route. Now oh boy. Oh, no. Upright dagger throw.
That same exact throw. That one looks to be pretty tough. Again, there'll be a nice time here, though. What is it? 10:55. I mean, he's just putting tens all over the place. Like they're going out of business.
And Charming, meanwhile, is just saying, "Can I borrow one of those temps for just a few minutes?"
Yep. Charming fans, he needs your power right now because he's got to put it all together. He knows what to do.
Now, that's a pretty clever dagger strat that Fluffy's using towards the end. There are these two walls that the one that he's wanting to dagger on hangs a little lower than the one right in front of it. And so Fluffy goes for a specific dagger throw, like as he's falling, to hit that further back wall. And then that's what ends up causing the robot death, is when he does hit the front wall instead by accident.
Next tournament, we need some highlight features here. That would be awesome to see those highlights. Go to the big board and go to the telestrator. That would be awesome. Because, yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's hard to explain it at the time. You got to see it. Here we go. Didn't quite make it happen that time.
There we go. Got that nice throw on that back wall. And yet again, just
11
cannot seem to clear that last little awning.
1180 there. Again, he's got, you know, plenty of 10-second times, plenty of 11-second times. Charming, it's gonna have to come now. You gotta find it, find the power here. This is gonna be a great time from Fluffy. Let's check it.
Oh, that's gonna be a 19 for sure, or sorry, a 9 for sure.
92.
Oh no! Wow, I was thinking a 19.
Dropping it, dropping down to 10 seconds. Forget about it. We got 9 seconds now. 9:92 for Fluffy, putting on a show here.
Sub 10. Let's go.
Charming did get it all the way to the ending here. Not going to be good enough, though, but this might be a PB. Let's check it out. I didn't catch the beginning. Oh, no, it wasn't. Excuse me. I must have missed the air in the beginning. But he did get to the end there. Let's see if he could use that momentum here. Less than 5 on the clock. Crunch time here.
And it's certainly unfortunate to be in Charming's position, because you got all that pressure on you now that I need to get a good run going, especially with how little time is on the clock. But that extra pressure doesn't normally really result in like being better performing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just makes you more nervous, makes you play a bit more shaky, and it's unfortunate.
Dropping another 10 bomb on this place. Seeming to be pretty comfortable right now in his position with that 9-second time. We're going to see Charming. As you can see, I mean, this is the difference in this tournament so far. If you count the dagger throws on each side, I want to do that. Stats team, get on this. The amount of dagger, whoever has the most dagger throws in their kind of best time run, that's who wins. That's who's going to have the better time. And as you can see, Fluffyprower is adding 4 or 5 more dagger throws, doing the same route as Charming is. And that's the difference right there.
You just try to throw that dagger as much as they can. But I mean, when it's a literal teleportation mechanic, you kind of have to use it as much as you can, because what's faster than teleporting?
Charming doesn't have a good time here, though. Let's check it out. I did think that was pretty good. 12.
It was a 12? Nice.
His best time, yeah. He did get his best time when he needs it. Just not good enough. 3 seconds left on the clock, though. Let's see if he can use that momentum here. Looking good right now.
We're taking some kind of slow jumps, but should still be a decent time.
Yeah, okay, 2 in a row. Yeah.
Oh, getting stopped by that platform.
There is a platform there under the goal that has something. That's the first time I've seen that. Maybe it's a hot dog situation. I don't know, though. There was a platform there with something on it. We'll have to get the replay team on that. Less 2.5 left on the clock here.
True crunch time now for Charming.
Yeah, he does have a 12-second time on there. 12 and change, but again, he has to get less than 10 seconds here, so he is playing better, though. He's got the feeling going a little bit, but look at Fluffy here, exploring the top row a little bit. He has 15 seconds, might as well use it. Kind of seeing what's over here. Doesn't seem to be anything for him, though, in terms of speed running.
Under 2 minutes now, just a few more attempts left.
Charm, put it together. Now is the time.
Proposal. Try not to die. Jeez, thanks for the advice.
All right, let's see how they decide to spend these last few attempts. This intro is just brutal.
Yeah. Charming seems to be... Fluffy's going to be exploring a little bit, feeling pretty good about himself, I think. And Charming has to put it all together. Looking pretty good right here. I missed the cycle on that diagonal throw. 1 minute left now. Could it be 1 minute left in Charming's tournament? We're going to find out here.
Let's see what these last few attempts look like. Oh, not able to get over the ledge there.
Go.
I think Charming's biggest downfall has just been that moving platform right at the beginning. They've had so many issues daggering on top of it, and it's killed so many attempts.
Less than 30 seconds here. We're getting into last attempt territory. If it's gonna happen. Oh, okay. A bit of a run here. Spikes it. You got one more left, maybe. Might not be in time anyway, but let's see. Charming, can he put it together for the final run of the tournament? Not gonna happen that time.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Charming. But GG's to Fluffy with a 9-9-2, taking this this little matchup here on level 3-6.
Yep, so that was the top 16 match, and Fluffy is gonna take home the bacon on this one, or hot dog as it were here. That was really good. That was a very impressive display here. Both our runners fighting the same route, and one of them just adding a few more very skilled dagger throws in there to make it a bit faster. So Fluffyprower moves on. We're a bit behind schedule, so we're going to get right out of here and get the next match happen at you very soon. So stay tuned. And yeah, Aeon Drive on Steam now. Check it out.
Be right back. Peace.